gamers, guess what we get the satisfaction of doing today in today's episode? We get the satisfaction of coming back in this stupid room and changing these mirrors again. Cause sadly we have to change them back to the way they were so that the yellow room will open up. No. This weapon won't work very well against this guy. Why does he stab with it? That's a cool looking move. That was close. I wanted to see how this weapon works, so... So he does have a weapon that he's, kind of... What's the word I'm looking for? Unable to use very well. Let's pull it to the center of the room. Might help us out a little bit. Shoot, that was close. You notice how I always do moves that require me moving? So like that stabbing move that he does, the reason why he does it is because I'm moving. I just realized that. You can actually get your guy to stand still long enough. That's right, bitch, die. Right, here you go. I didn't see a cutscene showing that it opened. Should we just assume that it's open since the mirrors are back in the way that they were? Guess we can go take a look and see. And what's the worst that can happen? Be closed and I have to go back? I mean, all I got from that was a little bit of Palmyra and a, what's the yellow room? Actually, I have no idea. Back up. Alright, here we go. Oh, yeah, I need to change my armor because this one's about to break, so... Here, let's switch to... That'll work. That looks kind of creepy. It looks like a, something you would expect an executioner in the olden days to wear. Oh well. No, not actually. No. I think it is this way. Hell if I know. I really don't know. Spit your shit. There we go. Shaking at the screen. Red chamber we've already done, so we don't need to worry about that. Actually, have we? Yeah, that was the one that had that held the ice crystal. That's right. It's the other rooms that have nothing in them that you have to worry about, except for items. There's actually one of them that only has the red fruit in, and I'm actually considering not going into it. This is the annex. Well, I guess we can check the annex. I don't know if it has the yellow room in it or not. I think this is the one that actually has the tear blade at the end, isn't it? Yeah, this is the blue chamber, so it should be on the other end. We'll go ahead and grab it while we're here. These two rooms, you gotta remember where they are to open them as well. Of course, you gotta wait till you got the final room for that, because then if you don't have the final mirror, it doesn't work. So, keep that in mind. I don't know why I feel obligated to stop once this power runs out. Remember, the tear blade had the guard break, which is super useful, but you can't really use it right now. There's something I like about this armor that he's wearing right now is it looks like he has a fanny pack. I I never noticed that before. That's hilarious. You know, I am glad, like I said, that people asked for this game because it actually did build in me a, what would you call it? Like a, yeah, it's locked. Like a will to actually play it, you know, so to speak. So, I mean, I am very thankful for that. But I mean, the only reason why I'm actually playing it is because I know you guys want to see it. At the same time, it's like, I want to see it too. But, you know, it's like, at the same time, the only reason why I really want to see it is because of how interesting it is for one, and for the other thing is because I paid good money for it. And, okay, here's a debate I want to ask you guys about. So, there was this game FAQ that I read, and the guy in the thing was writing, like, I think I've talked about this before, but it's been so long that I want to bring it up again, because I don't think anybody really talked about it. So this guy, he was talking at the start of his guide. He was like, I bought this game, I hated it, but my thing is that I make a guide out of every game I played. So I forced myself to play through the entire game and blah blah blah, right? And I was like, I think I spoke to you guys about it. I was like, that's kind of stupid. I don't see the point in doing that. And so I know some of you people, some of you viewers are going to be like, well, that's kind of the same thing with this, right? You're saying you don't like this game. I'm like, no, I didn't say that. I said that, for like, there was a bit about this game where I was like, I didn't like it, but I stayed playing it because I paid for it, right? And that starts a whole other debate. It's like, oh, so because you paid for it, you're going to keep playing it despite the fact that you hate it, right? And I'm like, no. See, it's one of those things like, you keep digging yourself into a hole, right? But no, because like, basically what I'm trying to say is, every game that I've ever bought, I bought for a reason, right? Like, I bought Test Drive Off-Road 2 for you guys to watch, right? And in doing that, I found that the game was awesome, right? Because, not only was I buying it just for you guys, I bought it for myself in a way, because I was like, oh yeah, this game, I forgot it's in the main room. I thought to myself, when I started playing, I was like, they changed so much in this game that made it better that I'm actually enjoying it. And I think I might actually, if I ever need something to do whenever I'm bored out of my mind, I will actually play this game, because, hell, it's a great enough game that it deserves to be played, that kind of logic. Anyway, I'm heading back to the main room, I can already tell. And I know some people would be like, well, by that logic, because I love how people just like love to start arguments. And so it's like, by that argument, you got the whole the whole setting of, well, what you feeling about like a game you totally hate, like, and let's say you bought a game you totally hate, would you still play all the way through it? That I can understand if someone asked me that, Can I even move it again until the guy's dead? No, I can't. I really shouldn't be using this weapon. I love this weapon. I probably should try using something that's more to speed with this character. Let's see. Oops, I just stepped on the controller. Since I moved the... Oh, so that grass tree wouldn't work against that. I got my choice wrong. 'Cause I can't remember. Oh yeah, I did. Oh, if you're standing still. Shoo! Bastard. Can you not get yourself thrown so far? Actually, that's something I need to try. Let's come over here so we can get better aim. Nice, that actually did a pretty good amount of damage, but still didn't kill her. That was a mirror just missed. Okay, so let's see if that opened the door. Yep, it did. Okay, good. And we don't have to fight her to get out of here, so let's just head for the hills. There's another phrase that's kind of funny. I guess it could be useful if, like, there was, like, flooding, but other than that, it doesn't really make much sense to tell someone, head for the hills, you know? Just my personal preference, you know? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm talking about phrases and stuff whenever I make one, but I think it's just to make conversation. Okay, for this one we need tree elemental, right? Let's see. Let's make sure about that, because I'm not entirely sure. Yes! That could be problematic, because most of my tree elementals don't actually, like, throw. It's like a crush ability, like, right? Yeah, it's crush. I think you can run in and hit it, so I think that'll work. Yeah, the action attached to your weapon. Don't care. There, it worked. Now that white chamber is the one that... Yes, okay, so that white chamber, all it has in it is the red fruit. So I don't know if you think that's worth it or not. I mean, I know I said that there, you know, what it does, but other than that, I don't know. Oh, it actually does do a tiny bit of damage. Look at that. I only have 2,339 right now instead of 2,342. And yes, for once I can actually read that. Let's see. We need to change our weapon back to something actually importantly helpful. You know what? I'm going to use a serrated blade. The only enemy it won't work against is that one enemy, so I don't know. It's cool enough that I want to use it. Oh, you're right. No, it's not. Phew. Tell you what, I don't know why I'm tired. Yeah, I know I always default to this conversation, but you know, work has actually been kind of weird lately. It's we're getting, you know, to that point where things get like really super busy, and so like my boss, as cool as they are. Like my boss is, I should say, because I have multiple bosses, and then one main, like, you know, one main boss. But they actually tried to have me come in today on my day off, and I was like, oh, I can't. I'm sorry. Which is true, because I really did have a bunch of stuff I needed to do today. So yeah. Anyway, though, since we saved, we need to go back into that room. And then for the next thing we need to do, we need to... Okay. It says this action I'm about to do is guaranteed to open one of the other doors now that you've done this. But now that you've done this, if you forgot to open the green door, you can't. So just keep that in mind. But it says just changing the... What the fuck? It's not a good time to yawn. Anyway, it says instead of like changing the like depending on which mirror you change, it's gonna work or not. But like, it says that if you change, I think it's the red one. It's guaranteed to do stuff every time. That's kind of scary. So let's see how to deal with this. Both of these guys are weak against fire, so... Oh, that's not the other sword. That's not the right sword. Man. The, soldier sword, no wonder it's so wussy. Have I not... Oh no, I have leveled it up. It's just not enough, apparently. Here, let's, Oh, it only did 8 to the other one. That's not good. Why is it doing so little damage? Yep, I let myself get killed. Anyway, I think that's as good as any place to stop anyway. So yeah, when we come back to this, we will go back to that room and take on those enemies. But I'm going to take a break from this for a while. It will be a short one, don't worry. But I'm going to take a little break from this, and when I come back, we will figure that out. Till then, everyone, bye.